Welcome to the Traditional Way Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Shumway. This podcast is brought to you by the Martial Arts Internet Network, where you can get all of our great content available at our website at www.mainternetwork.com. Make sure to check out all of our great programming on Facebook, YouTube, and all major podcasting platforms. On this episode, I'm going to bring you the results from the USA Open that was held March 30th and 31st in Fort Worth, Texas, as well as preview the next Premier League event that will take place in Cairo, Egypt, on the 19th through the 21st of April. But before we get to that, I want to let you all know that there's a new segment that will be available on my personal Facebook page, and it'll be covering athletes to watch within the WKF, where I'll break down the up-and-coming competitors as well as some of the top competitors that are currently performing within the WKF. You can follow my Facebook page and take a look at the reels where they'll be posted. Now, this segment is going to be separate from the show, but I wanted to give everyone the opportunity to familiarize themselves with some top athletes, as well as let people know who's out there who not everybody may be tracking, right? And also who's doing well within the organization at any given time. But let's start off with the results from the USA Open Elite divisions. Starting with the cadet divisions, Isabella Sanchez from Florida would top the minus 47 kilogram division. And the minus 54 kilogram division, Canadian fighter Ileana Caragiani would win the division. New Yorker Camila Giatarilla would top the minus 61 kilogram division, and Samantha Nath from Ohio would win the over 61 kilogram division. World number one ranked Ken Ochoa would take home gold in the minus 52 kilogram division. The minus 57 kilogram division would be won by August Blunk from Montana. Venezuelan Tomas Mujica would end up on top of the minus 63 kilogram division. World number 8 Logan Mendonça from Oregon would win the minus 70 kilogram division, and in the over 70 kilogram division, Isaiah Jackson from New York would take home the gold. In the female kata division, Isabella Sanchez from Florida defeated Sierra Diarhardy in the final match, and Lance Santos of California would defeat Kike Leong to take home the gold. Starting in the minus 48 kilogram division, Leila Takazan takes gold in her first attempt in the junior division. Melanie Altuve of Florida would win the minus 53 kilogram division, and Jacqueline Sipkis of New York would top the minus 59 kilogram division. In the minus 66 kilogram division, Texan Maya Gidi would take home gold, and in the over 66 kilogram division, Nisha Balaji from Massachusetts would win. The young men would start out with Florida's Gene Dorta winning the minus 55 kilogram division. The minus 61 kilogram division would be won by Utah's Nikolai Gilka. World number 6 Robin Spaeth would take home gold in the minus 76 kilogram division, and Florida's Michael Molinaro would win the over 76 kilogram division. And female kata Leanne Mosby defeats Ayaki Kirikai for the gold as she moves up into the junior division. World number 10 ranked Mateo Nako beats Eric Quackenbush in the final for the male kata. The U21 divisions would start with Gloria Rosendo of New York winning the minus 55 kilogram division. The minus 68 kilogram division would see Texas's Luisa Villafranca take home gold, and Nepal's Arika Gurung would win the over 68 kilogram division. The men would start out with number 7th ranked Janko Dorta taking gold in the minus 60 kilogram division. Evangelos Akde from Texas would win the minus 67 kilogram division. In the minus 75 kilogram division, Sahil Kasturi from Texas would win the final match to secure his gold. Jan Buka would take gold in the minus 84 kilogram division. And in the over 84 kilogram division, Canadian Ethan Small would win the gold medal. In the female kata division, world number 3 Landfer Miano would defeat Nicole Diaz to win the gold. And Hunter Rodriguez would beat Samuel Robertson for the gold in the men's kata division. The veterans started out with Eva Alexander beating Gia Maza 2-0 to take gold in the minus 50 kilogram division. In the minus 55 kilogram division, Trinity Allen dominated Iman Talib in a 10-3 victory. Jenna Brown won over Elora Jagi 5-1 to win the minus 61 kilogram division. A close matchup in the minus 68 kilogram division where Elisa Garcia defeated Anita Makian by decision. And in the over 68 kilogram division, Cirrus Lingle beat Arika Gurung 3-2. The men would start off with a crazy fight between Frank Ruiz and Janko Dorka, where Ruiz looked to win the fight at the last second. But after review and a protest, the Ippon was not allowed, and Dorta would take the match in the minus 60 kilogram division with a 5-3 victory. In the minus 67 kilogram division, Diego Mazariagas would beat Mohammed 4-1 to secure the gold medal. Scott Thomas defeats Riley Smith by a score of 3-0 to win the minus 75 kilogram division. The world number one, Yusuf Badawi, would win over Brian Buka 4-3 in the minus 84 kilogram division. And in a close fight in the over 68 kilogram division, saw Edard Sagajlian beat Hassan Muhammad by decision. World number 3, Sakura Kakomai, would easily win the female kata division, and Brazil's Duan Kimura would defeat Eric Quackenbush in the final for the men. As we look into the third Premier League event of the season, Cairo is where we're going to start to see a separation of the good and the great. A couple of grand winners could be decided here in Cairo. There have already been some reigning grand winners that have been eliminated from winning this year already, and I think this event is going to be the start to set the tone for the World Championships that is going to happen next year. Let's begin in the minus 50 kilogram division. In my opinion, this is the most top-heavy division in the WKF. The top 4 have all separated themselves from the pack and have taken aim at each other. Now, Yorgalis Salazar is always a favorite in the division, but Jangir Bey won in Antalya. Reem Salama is always a top contender for this division as well, and the young Emma Scardelli is trying to join them at the top. I personally would like to see Salama win in Cairo, just because if she can pull it off, then it will all come down to the last event of the year for the grand winner to be crowned, and that's what we all kind of want to see, right? And it'd also be nice for her to win in front of her home crowd. In the minus 55 kilogram division, let's start with world number 1, Angelica Turluga, will not be present in Cairo. And I don't think that's a bad thing for her at this point, right? Let's be honest. She has not performed well this year. She will not regain her grand winner status this year. She's mathematically eliminated at this point. However, she is so far ahead in the world rankings that missing this event doesn't change her number 1 spot. I also believe maybe it's time to regroup and let her get back on track. But with her absence, that does mean that Mia Baich will be in a seated position in Cairo. Can the young fighter take advantage of that and move on to the medal podium once again? Will Bella Shamasheva be able to back up her gold medal from Antalya? Additionally, Trinity Allen will be in attendance. Can she finally prove what we've all been waiting for, which is for her to step up and get on that podium? I like Alam Yusuf's chances of winning in Cairo. She's medaled in the last 2 events, and I think she will put on a show in front of her home crowd. Now, Cairo is really going to decide the minus 61 kilogram division. Now, this one is tight, guys. The top 5 in the standings are all within 300 points of each other, and who wins Cairo will be the first step in adding some difference going into the final event at the end of the season. Now, I like Shizai's chance of winning after her performance in Antalya, but everyone in the top 10 has medaled at one event and lost in the elimination rounds at the other. The only consistent fighter who has made the quarters in both events has been Reem Kamas. Can she creep up the leaderboard by just being in the top 8 consistency? Additionally, Anita Saragina will be present, and if she gets back to her old ways, she could walk away with this division as well. This division will be the one to watch when, as what happens in Cairo will decide basically what's going to happen for the rest of the season. In the minus 68 kilogram division, there's going to have to be an upset here for someone to break out as the clear favorite for the grand winner this year. With Haidior Zomshaloi not attending, it leaves it up to Talia Sombre to show up once again and show that she can occupy that top spot. But it basically comes down to that top spot is the problem, right? Who's in that top spot is the problem. Reigning grand winner, Elena Corsi. Now, Sombre did beat Elena in Paris, but Corsi has regained her form winning in Antalya. I believe this division comes down between these 2 ladies, wherever they meet in the bracket. My issue here is Elena, who has been constant on the medal stand her entire career, but cannot seem to just dominate this division, even though we all know she has the talent to do so. It just appears that she has to have a rival. The past couple of years, it was Irana, but with her absence this year, Elena hasn't been able to take advantage and has allowed other fighters to come in for her spot. Cairo is where she has to let the rest of the division know why she's the world number 1. I believe the over 68 kilogram division will come down between Maria Garcia and Johanna Kinnear, just like it did in Antalya. If that happens again, I think Kinnear takes it again. Now, don't get me wrong, Garcia has been really strong as of late and has earned her number 2 ranking. She has beaten all the rest of the division, and when it comes down to a battle of punchers, she can win that fight hands down. However, Joanna brings a different level of fighting in this division. She is one of the only women in the division that can rely on her head kicks at a fast pace and can use that to beat most of the women in her division who are shorter than her and are looking to punch. I think if Joanna pulls it out in Cairo, she is on her way to taking over this division and being not only the new world number one and grand winner, but I feel like she's going to say this is my division and she's going to win for a very long time. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the female kata division. Currently, Maho Ono and Grace Lau are tied for first in the Premier League standings. It'll be interesting to see where they meet up in the bracket. One way or the other, Cairo will decide the top of the leaderboard for this division. Will Kiri Mishimi get a better draw and not have to face Lau in the first round? I still think she has a shot to see the medal stand. Additionally, Saiko Azuma has made both final matches this year. Can she make it to a third final at this event? After Antalya, I would like to see Delaria Bozan. Can she make a final? She has done it once before, and I think the Final Four would be a great showing for her, but she has 8 bronzes over the years. I'm sure she's looking for another color and medal. This division will depend on the draw more than anything else. We have some women that can beat some of the top competitors, but not the others. So the results are going to be based on who meets who and when in the bracket. The most contested division in recent history has been the minus 60 kilogram division. The obvious favorite to win has to be Ire Samdan. He has made the finals in the past 2 events and with that has been the most consistent. But Abdullah Shaban has come on to win Antalya. Can he repeat that performance? What about Kaiser Alpasbey? Can he regain form and live up to his ranking? The past couple events he has fell short. Will we see him remain in the top 5 or has he reached his peak? Now there's also Xenos, who is also in the top 8 consistently. Can the current world champion, who has not won a gold in the Premier League since 2002, pull it out? For me, I'd have to put my money on Samdan. I think it's his division to lose. If Cairo is anything like the first 2 events, then the minus 67 kilogram division will come down to Saeed Obaya and Luka Maresca. Once again, these 2 have met in the finals twice now, and it's been the young Moroccan who has won both of those fights. In fact, if Saeed can win gold in Cairo, he will secure the grand winner for the year. I think that he will do it and shore up the division. But for me, I'm paying attention to American Evangelos Akte. He's going to make his Premier League debut. It'll be interesting to see how the young fighter fares in his first attempt. Lastly, in this division, it'll be interesting to see if Didar Amirali can regain form after his poor performance in Antalya. The world number 4 needs to be better if he wants to stay in a seated position for the Premier League. In the minus 75 kilogram division, I still like Hirori Pitzel. I hope he can figure it out at this level, right? Historically, he has stumbled in each of his first attempts moving up in either age or class. And figuring that was accomplished in Antalya, can he figure it out and have a good performance here in Cairo? Or is he just a Series A guy? And before I can start, I'm not saying that like that's a bad thing, right? There's no shame in being a top guy in that league. It's full of top talent, and there isn't anyone winning there that's a pushover. However, in Cairo, I got to go with Abdullah Alabziz. Right now, this is his division to lose, right? He's the current world champion, world number 1. He will be going for his 6th gold medal in as many events and will secure his first grand winner with a top finish in Cairo. Now, I would like to see a competitive division in Cairo in the minus 84 kilogram division, but it's not going to happen. I think Yusuf Badaway walks away with this division. He has been on quite a run to start his career, right? He's won 14 golds in his last 16 events, going all the way back to 2019. I believe he wins number 15 and secures the grand winner for the year. Now, I'm not sure if there's anyone in the division who's going to beat him at this point. However, it has been done before. It was done in Paris by Valery Shobatar. He was the last to beat him, and if he can get into the semis, he may have a shot to do it. But he didn't make it out of the elimination rounds in Antalya, so he'll have to find it again if he's going to be successful in that endeavor. Can Angelo Kovesic top the over 84 kilogram division again? I would like to see him do it, but I'm not sure he beats Taha Mahmoud for a second time. The current world number 1 is looking to secure the grand winner here at home and cruise through the end of the year on top and keep his one of the top fighters in the stable of great fighters that Egypt has put out on the circuit in the past couple of years. Additionally, American Edard Sajlian will make his Premier League debut in Cairo. I, for one, will have my eyes on his performance and where he ends up as a 19-year-old takes aim at making himself known in this division. Now, I think when it comes to male kata, I think we're all at the point where we're going to pretty much expecting Nishiyama to win the division, right? It's more of a shock when he doesn't win. Either way, I would assume he secures his third straight grand winner at this event. But what we all end up watching, right, is what everybody else is doing in this division, right? After making his first final in Italia, I got to believe Aria hopes to stay there. Now that he is the second seed, he has a straight shot to the finals against Nishiyama as long as he wins his matches in order, right? The wild card in this division is always Ryuji Moto. He has been known to upset a bracket more than once in the Premier League. Always a high spot that's talked about after the event. He has become the spoiler in the division, and one that I always look forward to seeing because it always makes for great competition to see what he can do and top athletes he can knock out before they're supposed to go out in a lot of ways, right? But what I'm looking forward to in the Premier League this year in Cairo, Ray Chinnon's debut. Now, I have absolutely no idea where he ends up, and I wouldn't begin to make a prediction of that. I'm just excited to see how he does, see his performances, and hope that it gets him to be a mainstay in the Premier League because I think he earned it, and I think he needs to be there. Now, I'm super excited about Cairo, but I'm happier at the turnout and the event that the USA Open was. The USA NKF has really done a great job growing the traditional scene in America, and I hope they continue to grow and establish themselves. We are seeing some open circuit competitors taking a shot at these events and having some success. The only knock on their events that I can see is they really need to upgrade their technology for live streams and for how they score. I mean, the two major international circuits that we have within our community, right? The WKF and WACO have built their following online based on their access to results and their live stream. Now, they're both using sports data software. And to me, it's the top of the food chain when it comes to following sport karate. If I could give the USA NKF any advice, it would be to dump the current software they're using as it is subpar for what they need. But I do think they're doing great things, and that's the only thing I think they make that little switch, and they're going to be top-notch. But with that, guys, make sure to check out our next episode where I'll bring you the results from Cairo. Please continue to support the Martial Arts Internet Network with all the great programming we have to offer. Lastly, follow my Facebook page for Athlete to Watch segment, as I will continue to provide you guys with top athletes to watch in WKF. Thank you for watching another episode of The Traditional Way. Until next time, guys.